What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz here, doing our quintuplets review with Red, starring my girl, Nino. Not trying to flex, but I do own almost every single Nino Dojin sleeve.
He does.
And I guess Itsuki and Ichika are also here, too. Joining me with the normal suspects, Carmen, Brian, and Tyler.
Hello.
What up?
Hello.
And we can get on into it.
All right, our first card, level 0 Itsuki. If you have 5 or more Quints characters on your board, so if your board is full, this card becomes a 2k backup in your hand. And at the start of your opponent's attack step, you can run it. It's a free runner. It's a free runner that is also act proc for your other Itsuki cards. Pretty decent.
As good as this card reads, I've been having a hard time slotting it over the 3500
Agree.
center runner.
Yeah, I also have the same exact problem.
I think I think you should treat it as like your 5th or 6th plussing 0 that can also scale.
Yeah.
I
think that's why it's good.
It's extra utility. Yeah.
I'm with Ollie. I think it's like a A-. I think it can be hard to slot, but when you have the space, it's very powerful.
Agreed.
I'll give it a both.
Like in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Short-
it's right on that line.
It's right between both of them.
Yeah. All right, next card.
Here she is.
All
right, 1-0 Itsuki. This ability activates up to once per turn. When you use an act ability, this card gets 1500 power for the turn. Climax combo experience. When this card attacks, if the door is in your climax zone and the sum of the levels in your level zone is 2 or higher, you may discard any card. If you do, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 3 cards that are either quintuplets characters or password, which is an event that no one plays. Reveal them, put them in your hand, and put the rest in the waiting room. This combo is fucking ridiculous. I have played with Miku from Aprilia a considerable amount. I topped with that deck. This card is better than Miku by a factor of at least 2. Because this card can go +3! Where Miku already goes +2.
It can +3.
I mean,
no, it pluses 3 if it wins.
Which it does.
Because, and I say +3 because you say, oh, Carmen isn't playing the 1-0 backup. Isn't that a -1 and then you only go +2? No, because this card can win in its other lanes that you play it if you field it in multiples and therefore go +3.
Yeah, you play a backup in one lane and then suddenly they're all at 6k.
Yeah.
It's great.
Before you play
making them go to 8.
Yeah, you have like other things where like if you get a reverse, you can give your character like 500 power, like the Nino brainstorm from set 1.
Rolling 500.
So like you have a rolling 500, so you get one, and it's like, oh no, it's 6-5. Oh no, this one's 7, and like it just compounds and compounds and compounds. This card's so fucking gross. If you are playing a 1k1 Quints deck, after like FF comes out, you are doing yourself a disservice by not playing this card.
Yeah, card's sick.
Yeah, I think this card's fucking gross.
She's praying to not reveal 3 climaxes in the climax art.
Actually,
I've seen that happen.
Every time I cancel, I have to put my hands together and pray.
Clap.
Yeah.
Prage.
Thank you for canceling. You just have to thank them.
But yeah,
that's why the restandard deck works, because you pray.
I do pray.
This fucking card's gross. Like,
yeah, it is.
If you're playing a 1k1 Quints deck, you should be playing this card. There is no reason for you not to be.
Cough, restandard Quints.
Any Quints deck.
Check out the deck tech on the
you gotta check out the deck tech.
That video has like 1,000 views. They've probably already seen it. But, yeah, I will link that video in the description. Uses this combo to the fullest. This combo is fucking gross. Like,
you can admire my great audio mixing in that video.
I literally cannot stress enough how disgusting the combo is. All right, next card. It's another one you'll see a lot.
My girl, 2/2 Nino. If all your characters are Quints, this gains 2 abilities. During your turn, gains 5k power. so it swings at 12k, and Hand Encore. And then the climax combo with the standby. During climax phase, if this is played by the effect of the standby, you have 2 other Quints. You can sack the climax to stand this, and gets 1k cross turn. This card is the reason why Quints basically beats other standby decks.
It hits over.
Yeah, it hits over
So,
everything.
This is going to seem a little weird to people who are only familiar with traditional 8 standby decks, whereas you look at this Nino, she's like 8k max cross turn, and you're like, well, that doesn't win board. What are you going to do? Here's the red pill. You're playing against other standby decks, right? This card bodies them, because it swings for 13, 12k every turn, right? And it has Hand Encore, so it's not going anywhere, unless you have some way to hard remove it. And against 1k1 decks, let me tell you, 8k is enough. So it doesn't really matter, and you get to beat over your opponent's board every single turn from your first level 2 turn. So you will always be winning board, and you'll be negging your opponent, which is going to theoretically be better for you than any amount of hand you have to ditch to keep this around.
From your first 1 turn, if you play.
Yeah, from your first 1 turn. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
and that's this deck kind of chokes Mushoku out for that reason, since the lane that they really like does not have Hand Encore. So
after this shit comes out, if you're still playing MTI, I'm sorry. Like, go get the new standby deck. Like, if you're still playing Mushoku after Quints come out, you're just playing like the worst 8 standby deck in the room, I think. Because you're just the 8 standby deck that loses to the other 8 standby deck. Like, there's no reason to be playing it anymore. Which is the problem with standby. We've talked about it before. Standby decks are like Mechanical Chaser. It's like Legion versus Mechanical Chaser. You're just looking for the next power spike at the earlier point, and this is literally it in 1 card.
That's a fucking reference right there.
Yeah. Shout out to Dean for that one. That is a Dean reference.
I mean, he's not wrong. That is basically how it was.
That extra 50 power gets you there.
Yep, exactly. Alright, simple but strong card. Next standby card. This is the other standby combo you'll play. Tyler, go ahead.
So if the standby is in your climax zone, and you trigger this card, it gets the standby target as well. During your turn, if you have 2 or more other Quints characters, it gains 4k, so it swings at 12-5. On play heal, and then at the end of this card's attack, you pay 1, ditch 1. If you have 2 or more other Quints characters, burn 3. So solid finisher. 12 standby's funny.
Yeah, hold on, I'm finding the meme.
Like,
yeah, nice.
Wait, is there a meme?
I made it. She looks like there it is.
Oh no. Wait, why?
She looks like the
she looks like the Titan. She's in the same pose.
Yeah, she's in the same pose. She's leaning up against the house.
It's stupid.
Oh my god. Okay.
You build a board so fast with this card.
Yeah, there is a Nino that we'll see in a bit here that when you play a standby pops back to hand and can shuffle 2 characters back to deck. If you get yourself to a small deck state and you have this standby in hand for your turn, you can shuffle 2 Ninos like this back into your deck, then play your standby, and then possibly have 3 standby triggers on your turn and create extremely disgusting boards within 1 battle step. Which
it does feel
really
good
strong
to
power
trigger
spike.
Standby while you're not actually burying climaxes.
Yeah, the cheap burn 3 is actually really solid, and the card swings massive.
Oh yeah. The finishing power of this card is so good for a standby deck. Where this card is a healer, this card swings for big power, this card deals 3. By the way, it's also a standby trigger in this specific situation.
I think that give characters trigger effects is just broken with standby, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think that is the most slippery slope design space in the game. And it only takes very few things for it to be broken. There were a lot more things about 8 standby Quints that were really fucking broken. And that's why the deck got restricted in JP. It's going to come to English at full power, and you will all also see why. And it actually has very little to do with this line of text on this card as to why this standby deck is so broken and so dominant. But this line of text is still disgustingly powerful and is really, really dangerous design space. We haven't seen a lot of it in the most recently printed sets, and I think there's a reason why. I think they're shying away from it because, like, they tried to push it in Tokyo Revengers, and they were like, haha, funny meme, 24 choice. And then they backed away from it. And we haven't seen it since.
Cowards.
So, yeah, I mean, it's gross design space. I think if you push it too far, and this is, like, as far as it can go, it's pretty disgusting.
Give me 50 wind, Bushiroad.
50 wind.
Avatar deck.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe we'll see it there. All right, next card.
Is this me?
Yeah, we're back to you.
All right, level 0 Nino. On play, discard a character with Nino in name if you do draw a card. On play, discard any card. If you do Rico, reveal the top card of your deck, salvage equal to the level of the revealed card.
Card's really, really good.
Card is really good.
This is one of the reasons why the deck was broken. And it was rightfully banned. The amount... Okay, people who play only English are probably familiar with this. This is Ironwood.
It is Big Jam.
Big Jam.
What Ruby did not have, Quints did. And Quints used this card to a disgusting degree to be able to build its board, filter out its hand, ensure that you were always hitting standby. You could dig for triggers with this card. You can dig for triggers. You can dig for climaxes to hand because of the way that you can order the effects. So, this is a really, really disgusting card for the deck. In the context of the set, I think this is an S tier card. Because this card is just immediate 4 of if you're playing 8 standby. You do not play less than 4. You do not play... Yeah, you always play it. So. Alright, next card. Who is this? This Itsuki? Yeah, it's Itsuki.
Oh, that is Itsuki.
Your hand limit is increased by 1. Very interesting continuous effect. Is this the first time that's ever been printed? Pretty sure.
I think so.
During your turn, if there are 5 more cards in your hand, all of your characters in front of this gain 500 power. And then it is a self-tap salvage brainstorm, but only for door. Or no, self-tap salvage search brainstorm, but only for door. Only works if you hit doors.
So you're playing mostly Itsuki.
Fine for 8 door because you get the hand size for the Itsuki level 1 combo.
And if you're playing full Itsuki, super plussing with that level 1 combo feels really good when you've got an 8 card hand size.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
This card gets a lot fucking better with the new set.
Oh yeah.
With the movie set, yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to think about the movie set.
I want to think about it.
I know you do.
You're going to be thinking about it at locals.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll see it at locals, yeah.
You got this level 0 Itsuki on play. Card from hand to clock. Look at X. Choose up to 1, add to your hand. X is the number of Quints characters you control. And then it runs to stock when your opponent plays a climax. This card's like pretty decent.
I like it, yeah.
That's okay.
No room for it.
I think this card's okay.
But then I always feel like I'm missing a better tech card.
If you desperately need the top check X, if you need the dig for a climax, it's all right.
But there's other top check X's. You have the
early play top check X, yeah, that's pretty generalized.
This can help you with your level 1, ensuring you get your level 1 combo off, I guess.
I mean, but you just Ricky, I guess.
Well, no, he's talking about gets the climax. You can add anything.
I guess.
But then you have to commit cards to the board before you know if you're going to get your climax or not.
Right.
So that's also kind of cringe.
Yeah. That's always the problem with these kind of cards. Because unlike a climax swap, you don't have a guarantee. Speaking of climax swaps, Tyler, go ahead.
Okay. This is me too. Oh,
That is-
yes. Let's go.
Your favorite card.
When this is played on stage from your hand, you get to stock a card from your hand, and it's a climax swap.
That's another card
Yes.
that's pretty good when you've got an 8-card hand size.
Yep.
I mean, I think this card, in the context of playing the Itsuki level 1, it actually doesn't matter if you have an 8-card hand or not. I think when your combo can plus that hard, a
true.
card
I mean,
like
if
this
you-
is just even more gravy than usual. I'm a big fan of this one.
Yeah.
Like,
Card's super good.
hand to stock, situationally really good.
Ironic S because this has actually won me games multiple times because I had one stock. I was one stock short of something.
Yeah, I have watched Tyler hit perfect stock thresholds for his combo because of this card multiple
I mean, yeah,
times.
it's an extremely powerful card. If you hit doors, right, and you're playing the new Itsuki combo, if you're playing 1k1 Quints, right, like, we're not debating that. That is a card that you are playing. If you are playing 1k1 Quints, you're either playing door choice, you're playing something else. You're playing 8 door, playing something else. So if you're playing that combo, right, and you hit a door, this is one of the highest value cards you can pick up, and this card either increases your stock threshold by 1 at the expense of your hand, which you don't care about because you are playing Itsuki level 1, one of the most ridiculous plussing combos ever printed, and then you are also able to swap into the correct climax to do what you need to do, which usually results in either more pluses or your opponent dying. So do you really care at that point? No, you don't.
Not particularly.
It's a very synergistic combination of effects for a tech card. Super, super powerful one of.
One of.
Yeah, I mean, you could easily play 2.
You can play 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What do you mean one of? Carmen?
I mean, look, it depends how much you crutch on hitting your combo. If you're playing Itsuki, you probably do crutch on it, and you probably need 2. So, all right, next card.
All right, level 0 Nino. When you play this card, you can shuffle 2 Quints characters from your waiting room back in your deck. If you do choose a character, that character gains a soul. And then the second effect is when you play a climax, you may pop this back to your hand. If you do choose one of your characters, that character gains 1,000 power. And on attack, look at up to 2. Choose your trigger from those 2. The shuffle back effect. So this is a standby synergy card. Obviously, the shuffle back effect is pretty relevant because you can shuffle back your finisher and then give your finisher the standby trigger in deck, and then trigger clean standbys.
Yeah, that is the point of the card.
Pretty cool.
The check 2 is pretty good too.
Yeah.
The check 2.
Check 2,
helps
the
a
soul.
lot.
I mean, in standby, being able to trigger standby on demand is always.
Yeah.
You do have really nutty plays where you can like play the Ichika 2-1, change that into the 3-2 back row that pumps a soul and you play a climax, play this, pump another soul, put another card down on board so you get to pump 2 souls somewhere and set up really nasty sides. I've done that for a game a couple times with the deck. You have like a lot of soul manipulation between this and the Ichika back row and the Ichika that changes, which we'll see pretty soon. I think the card's an uncommon.
Her finger's really bendy.
Her finger is really bendy here. Don't think too hard about it.
This card
Staring at it.
this card does like literally everything that a standby deck wants to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is the
especially
standby support.
especially with that level 3.
It gives soul, it gives power, it gives a way to dig for more standby. Does it all?
Yeah, it puts standbys into your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Pretty
like I think this card's like unironically like the glue that like
Keeps
holds a
that
lot of the
deck
things
together, yeah.
Yeah.
A very unassuming 2 of that probably, if you took it away, would make the deck a lot worse.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
you wouldn't realize it until it was gone. Alright, next card. Is this me?
It is, yes.
Okay, Nino. During your turn, if all your characters have Nino in name, this gains 4k. So 13-5. Then during your turn, when the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, you may pay 1 burn 1. No point in playing this card.
it's not a bad card. It's just that when you're playing Nino Waifu, you're playing 8 standby, which is already better.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, if you're playing, I'll put it this way: if you're playing Nino 8 standby, you're playing quite a few Ichikas, which makes this card unplayable.
I mean, are you?
Well,
Yes, you are.
This requires all.
Okay, Tyler. Even if you don't play the card I
We'll
like,
we'll get to it in 3 cards.
Look, even if you don't play the card that I and many other people like, you are still playing a lot of Ichikas because of the 2K assists and the Ricky.
I guess.
Which
yeah.
may or like I
and
think
then also
that
the changer.
I think the fact
too.
that this is a level 3 with the changer and the 3/2 support kills this card enough for standby. Don't think there's much of a point. All you got to grade. All right, next card. Ollie, go ahead.
We got this 3/2 Nino. If it's in the front row, all your Quints get 1500 power. When your standby is placed in the climax zone, you look up the 2 cards to the top of your deck, put them on top of your library in any order, then choose a Quints character, and it gets the look at 2, choose your trigger. It's just more ways to pump out standby.
More of the same, yeah. Just makes your board a little bit bigger.
Yep.
Which I guess you kind of care about, but I mean your board is smaller than usual in Nino standby, so it's
but when you get to level 2, like your board actually it starts getting.
I think big. Unlike most standby decks that play this kind of profile as a 2 to 3 of, I'm pretty sure this is like a 1 of.
Like a 1 of, agreed.
A 1 or 2, probably.
Yeah, 1 or 2, but I found myself in modern lists cutting this to 1 or 0, depending on the way I build the deck.
I played 2. I felt like at 1 you don't actually see this enough.
I also played 2 when I played 8 standby.
Because generally you want this to you want to stand by this out in your attack step. You don't want this to be the card you stand by when you play the climax.
I just felt like it wasn't something I necessarily needed because I was perfectly content with my 2/2 Ninos dying and being hand on cord because that's how the deck was played. So therefore, I did not care about my board being hyper resilient because if I was standbying 3/2 Nino finishers, they were always going to the back row because I never expected them to live because they were so small. Even if they had this 1500 global, I did not expect them to live.
Yeah, but I don't when you hit 2, I generally prioritize getting out the Ichika assist out, and then because you're pushing so many standby triggers usually.
You get the extra soul.
And your 2/2s do actually start getting pretty big at that point.
Yeah, you get 2, 9,
10, 5. They're actually the standard 2/2 size at that point.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see playing it as a 2 of still, but I don't know. Slots are tight, man. There's a lot of things you need to jam in that deck, especially if people are going to be playing Danmachi. You lose a lot of slots at 1 to play the old blue 1/1. 6/5 all the time unreversible. That becomes your go-to.
Yeah, but then I think you just cut the normal 1/1 for that, right?
Yeah, you could cut that down to 0. I was still playing 2.
I like 4/2.
Yeah, I was playing a 4/2 split. But I don't know. You could probably make space for 2 by making it cut to something else you like or don't like. So
I don't think one's incorrect, but I think I prefer 2.
Yeah, the card's still good though. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's still a good card. Exactly what a standby deck wants.
Mm-hmm.
Next card.
Okay.
Yep.
On play, draw 2, ditch 1. And then climax combo experience. What is it? Experience 6? Yeah, experience 6. When you attack and you have the door in your climax zone, you may ditch 3 Quint characters and then burn 1, burn 4.
This is just worse than the set 1 door, right?
Set 1 door is on reverse.
It's
shuffle back.
It's shuffle back 2, then burn 3. I think this is better.
Okay, but because your cost is ditch 3 characters, and you have so much hand in this in 8 doors with this deck.
This card does refund itself.
Yeah,
can you ever triple this? Never. Never. You can only double this.
You can only maximum double.
You have to trigger doors on the first 2 attacks.
Your hands, if you have 2 double brainstorm, your hand size is 9. You clock to 10, right?
Yeah, then you play 3 of these, you're still at 10. You play the climax, you're at 9. Yeah, that's doable.
I still don't like the hand.
It's so high rolly, though.
Yeah, it's high roll, but it's possible.
Is it even that high rolly? Like that deck probably stays on.
I mean,
max
you
turn
probably
all the
don't
time.
have a max 10 hand size going into the last turn.
No,
though.
if you have
No,
2
no,
brainstorms in the back row, that's 9. You clock, and then you'll have 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. You probably won't have 9 hand size going into your finisher turn.
I think that would happen a lot more than you think it would.
I think it's possible you could top out at 9, but reasonably you resolve 2 of this probably.
I'm sure you'd reasonably have 7 or 8 cards in hand. So I think 2 is very reasonable to get off.
I mean, don't you just play the old Itsuki though?
I think this one's better.
I think this is actually better than the old Itsuki.
I feel like I've seen the old Itsuki more.
Own.
I think both have been played, but I do think this is actually better.
It's a lot of hand, but it is a lot of damage. It's like on attack, pay 1, burn 4, yeah.
Because the other one's what, pay 2, ditch 1? Like, this one being like all
on
hand,
reverse.
Yeah. A deck that maintains hand a lot.
Yeah, this is on attack, burn 1, burn 4, and then resolve your attack as well. So 3 instances of damage per Itsuki.
Yeah. I think you could reasonably, like, I actually think, like, you can reasonably get 3 of this off. Definitely 2.
Be powerful to get 3 off.
The other Itsuki is an 11/5 on turn. It's a healer, and pay 2, ditch 1 on reverse, choose 2 cards, shuffle them back, burn 3. Whereas this is ditch 3 characters, burn 1, burn 4. And you can't order that. That is just burn 1, burn 4.
That is the way it is, yeah.
Alright. It's fine.
I think it's alright, yeah.
Alright, here's the card.
Alright, I'll see you guys later.
Who's reading this?
Oh, it's me.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, read it.
It is Act, pay 1, sack this card. Look it up to 4, add a quintuplet straight character to hand. It is also pay 1, rest 2 of your characters. Doesn't necessarily have to be this card. 5 card, search brainstorm 4 characters with each guy named specifically.
Preface.
Right, have at it.
Preface. Quints was recently banned in Japanese. The pick list was this card, the Nino filter that we looked at before, the Ironwood clone, and what was the last card? Bracelet.
Bracelet, yeah.
Every deck I have seen that continues to play Standby Quints chooses this card as its pick list card. I open the floor to Tyler. Go ahead.
That's all you have to say.
What do you got to say about this?
I mean, I'm not going to deny it's not something that you can play, but it's not something that I like because I personally, when I play Standby, I normally end up running on like a 4-ish, 5-ish card hand. And having to rest 2 characters feels really clunky for the brainstorm. And then it just feels clunky all over to me. I get the deck speed that you try and say, but...
Is it clunky when your other back row is like a card that is generally going to go back to your hands?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have like... Normally, I don't know, maybe I suck at the deck. I don't know. When I played the deck, I always ran into the spot of, this is like my only card in my back row, and I have an empty spot in my back row, and I have like some 2/2 Ninos in the front. I don't want to be resting one of those and then paying more hand, brainstorming, and whiff.
I think you unironically are playing the card wrong. This
All right,
card
well, then
is...
You'll have to teach me.
Okay, this card is not a brainstorm that you ever leave in your back row at any point. When this card is played, you are doing both effects, and this card disappears.
You just sack it off. It's just
emergency
9.
No. The strongest part of this card, Brian, is that this card processes 9 cards, might plus you, and most importantly, does not take up a board slot. This card does not sit on your board ever. If this card is played to the board, it is being sacked that turn. It never stays. That is why it is the pickless card. That is why it is strong.
That's the reason why I felt it was bad then. Because
Yeah,
I
if you
did
play
keep
it
there, and I was playing it as a brainstorm.
Yeah, if you ever play it as if this is a card that sits on the board, then yeah, it probably feels like shit.
Yeah, that's why I was like, Carmen, this card sucks. What's wrong with you?
You can also like grab another copy of the brainstorm too, so like you always have it as follow up too afterwards.
Don't you only play it as like a 2 of though?
It's like a 3 of, I think.
2 to 3 of. It is a, at worst, 9-card eject button.
Mm-hmm.
At best, a cantrip into itself plus another card that you want. Like if you hit 2. And then it filters itself out while removing itself from board.
Yeah.
I think this card's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, 9-card mill is cool and all, but have you heard of Bracelet?
I'm extremely biased.
So here's the thing.
I know Tyler is extremely
Well, here's the
biased
thing, Ryan. This is an English set review. You don't have to choose.
You're right. Okay, then don't choose.
Until they
You're right.
It
is an English set review,
Just play
but
your broken cards
after
and
the
be
ban list, I still don't think that I still don't think you need this.
I think you're pretty hard up for deck speed and deck control without this card.
Maybe you're
because
just a sack, yeah.
It's a modular 5 to 9 mil, which is like really powerful in a standby list, especially a standby list that's so heavily incentivized to hit a small deck state to shuffle back cards. Like really, really powerful, and you have high impact Ichikas. Like don't like if y'all are sitting in chat here and you're sus on the like only searching Ichikas. You have copies of this card. You have the 3/2. You have another card which we will see very soon. Which
set 1 healer.
Yeah, which makes the card something you want to play. You have the set 1 early play healer, as well as the Ricky, which has a generalized like okay mid game effect of Surveil. You have more than enough decent cards to grab off this for the plus to not be worthless. But as a 2 climax out plus a 9-card, up to 9-card eject button, a 5 to 9-card eject button, I think this card's fucking gross. But that is how the card is to be played. This is not a brainstorm that sits in your back row.
I think understandable. That's why I took the card out, put the Nino brainstorm in, and now I'm keeping Bracelet instead of this.
Because if the Nino sits on your board for the rest of the thing, it feels a lot better. This card feels like shit if it sits there.
I think that's a perfectly fair evaluation of this card. Then, yeah.
Yeah. So we were both right.
All right.
That actually wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be on that.
Wow. No. Imagine when you talk your problems out.
Yeah, wow. That's like therapy.
Talking is cringe, dude.
Yeah, talking's
cringe. Let's just be angry at each other.
Okay. Next card.
Whose card is this?
I don't know.
This is Carmen.
It's mine. Okay, Nino. 1-0 Nino. If all of your characters have Nino, when this card becomes reversed, when this becomes reversed, if the battle opponent of this is 1 or lower, you may reverse that character. So it's a bomb. And it was played from hand to stage. Perform the following action twice. Look at the top card of your deck. Put it on the top of your deck or in the waiting room. Double Surveil on a bomb.
But it's only a bomb if you're full board's Nino.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Dock some points for the waifu lock requirement. Yeah.
Why is the what? See, this is why Quints is bad, Carmen.
Oh my god.
Because uncommons like this exist.
Ollie.
This card is so sick.
Got this 2/1 Itsuki 2500 counter. When you use this backup, choose one of your characters against in battle, and that character gains the following ability for a turn. Ditch a card. This ability is for a turn. The battle comes reversed. You can it's ditch 1, burn 1 on reverse.
Yeah,
that
so
is really cool.
Yeah, this is a pretty sick burn counter. I'm down.
Yeah, having the cost to burn be ditch a card in Itsuki where you're on a huge hand is pretty cool.
This is definitely spicy tech.
Spicy tech for sure.
Spicy tech card.
I love spice.
Be aware that this card exists. You are playing into Quint. Because any deck can play this card. It is not a waifu card.
Yeah, it's not locked to Itsuki. It just plays best with the Itsuki stuff.
Yeah.
Or standby.
Or standby, yeah.
Actually. Next card.
All right. If all of your other Quints characters, all of your other Quints characters gain 1500 power. Man, I'm having a stroke. When this is placed from hand to stage, choose up to one character in your hand. It's a summoner and gives it 2k.
Not bad.
It's all
Cantrip. No on play effect. Well,
if you need a summoner, it's nice that Quints has it, but it's mad.
The on play effect.
I've literally never seen like a use case for this card.
Yeah, I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think you'd ever have to play this.
It gets you 2/2 soul attackers for 2 stock.
Like, why can't it just be like the Megumin from Konosuba? Just summon that has damage burn. Like, it's really
Powered Up Explosion Megumin was a dumb card and should not be printed again.
Wow, yes. a rare moment of sobriety from the Konosuba player.
Hey, no, only I'm allowed to have it, okay?
All right, next card. Back to Brian.
All right, level 0 Itsuki. This ability may be used up to once per turn. When you use an act ability, choose a Quints character. That character gains 1,000. Act, rest this. Swap a Quints character in your waiting room and a card in your level.
You do not have specific experience in Quints. You only have level experience, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, you absolutely do not need this card. These cards only see play when you have specific memory requirements. Or not memory, level requirements.
Level, yeah. I don't think there's any specific card you need in level at any point.
It's only total level.
Granted, for the giving a little bit of this card a little credit for
it is
for
a free
my
act.
Restander deck. I'm actually thinking about tacking one of this in because in my deck specifically, I only have one back row card, so this might be a functional act support that I don't have to brainstorm for.
It's an additional free act engine that also guarantees that you hit experience for your level 1 combo.
Yeah. And you can swap it out, because normally what I do is I run 3 bracelets in my deck, and I end up leveling a bracelet. You can end up swapping them out so it shuffles back into your deck when you can actually have something better to swap in.
Yeah. It's all right. Just wait for the movie set and play the new broken.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna give it a C-. I do think it's a little bit better, but it's still not that great.
All right, next card. Got this Nino. During your turn, all of your other Quints characters get 1k. So Aaron Global on your turn. When your other Quints character is placed from stage to waiting room, this is in the back row. You may sack this. If you do, bring the character back rested. It's another sack salvage or sack rest.
Meh.
Yeah, I don't think you need this card. The Aaron Global's nice.
Yeah, extra power is nice. I don't think you need it though. And everything has hand on core and Nino standby, so I don't think you need the saber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever. Next card. Ollie.
Is it me? Okay. Yep. 1/1 counter. 2k counter, and if you have another Quints character, you may pay cost, which is top card of your deck, and if you do, salvage a Quints character. It is a counter that pluses you.
Or refunds itself, I guess, but...
Well, yeah.
Gross.
Well, because if you're ideally saving a lane, so like the counter.
True. Okay, so you do
then you get the plus.
Technically, yeah.
This is like, I don't know. I'd probably try to play one of this.
I just don't care, dude. Like it's cute, but it's not good enough. Like it's an interesting idea, a backup that could refund itself selectively, but clocking yourself like in the mid to late game, pretty cringe unless you're standby. In which case, the standby deck does not play for power on board, so what's like power on board on opponent's turn a lot of the time. So what's the point? You'd rather play like a 2/1 counter. Next card, I guess.
Alright. This ability activates up to 1 time per turn. When you use the act ability, choose one of your characters and it gets 1k. Rest it, choose one of your characters, and this that character gains X power. X is the number of X equals 500 of the number of Quints characters you have.
I feel like this should be your second back row slot.
I was literally just about to say that.
I feel like if you can afford to pay the stock, this is like the best act support that exists.
I think the promo honestly might be better than this.
Which
From the
promo?
first set, it's rest to give something 1k cross turn, and then it's the Rem bomb effect.
Oh, okay.
I actually like that card more.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean the colorless one?
Yeah, the one that doesn't have color
Yeah,
restriction.
the level 1 yeah.
Oh,
Somebody
okay.
send
The
that card to me. I
PR.
don't know what we're talking
It's the
about.
PR bomb with all
The
of them
promo
on
for
it.
set one with
Remember?
all of
It
them
gives
on
1k
rest-
cross
rest
turn,
power
which
and
is
has
like-
Rem sack itself, ditch a thing,
It
salvage.
This
gives 1k
thing.
cross turn, so it's like legit relevant for the Itsuki combo.
This thing, Tyler. I put it in the one channel. The actual promo. It's continuous, colorless. You can sack, ditch it, salvage.
This card.
And then rest plus 1k.
Yeah. The cross turn
Yeah.
power is like actually relevant for the Itsuki combo.
If
Yeah,
you
this
can,
card's sick.
yeah, if you can afford the stock, I still think this card's fine, but costing 1 is kind of cringe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this does give cross turn power for your level 1 combo to protect it too.
Yeah.
And then plus 1,000, so it can be 95 with just a 2k backup.
All right, next card.
Pog.
Here's a
Pog.
sick card.
Pog.
It is if you are level 3 or higher, this card has sack itself, choose one of your opponent's characters, and either move it to another empty slot or stand and swap it with another one of your opponent's characters. And this is a level 1 memory kick Adachi.
That's pretty
Card's
good.
Card's really sick. Yeah, being able to hard remove thanks to memory.
They power crept the reverse Adachis.
You're right.
Yeah, red is the memory Adachi color now. Because we
That's
can't
sick.
print reverse Adachi anymore.
As if red wasn't a good enough color.
The
Weiss.
stand and swap effect is like randomly really stupid. If
Yeah,
you
you
have
just
the resources to do
You
it.
can kill off a back row, or like the,
Insurer reverse.
yeah, like the one.
Side attack stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can set side attacks. You can drag a lane up to the front and side it, or something.
Yeah, crazy extra utility for an Adachi. Alright, next. We got this 1/1. It's a 1/1/7/5 standby target. I don't want to talk about it.
Wow,
7500.
yep. It exists.
All
Yep.
right, next, Nino.
Okay, but look at this smile.
A 2/1. When this attacks of the level the character opposite this is 3 or higher, this gains 6k, so it's 13k, and at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may pay 1. If you do, choose one of your Quints characters in this, stand and swap them.
This is literally better than that other card we were talking about. In
Yeah,
green or something.
That runs away.
It runs away, but like I literally think stand and swap only matters when the card itself is like an Adachi, like a bomb. I don't think it actually matters when the card is a killer. I
mean,
think
you could swap it to the back row and
use it again. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then you lose your back row card.
Sure, but I mean, if you just have some junk cards sitting back there,
I think even just swapping this with like a card on your board you don't mind losing, just so I can kill the level 3 on the following turn is still pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
at
it's
level
fine.
like during the mid game, your opponent usually doesn't have 3 giant lanes anyway, so you might be able to move this to a front lane where it lives regardless.
Saikano has taught me level 3 killers that you could use every turn is fucking ridiculous.
I think that when it has hand on core, it's a little different. Because that card lives, and then that card dies, and then that card lives again. Whereas this card is pay 1. I would much rather ditch a card than pay 1. Because that's the same as playing another character, whereas this has an additional cost. Because, like, I expect to play another character, right? I don't expect to pay another stock and lose a different card. It only works if there's an open lane. I think it's a little bit worse. But it's fine.
Oh, there goes the box.
Alright, next card.
That's alright.
Ollie.
Oh, okay. 2/2 I almost said Ichika. If all your characters are Ichika, gains 4K, so it'll be 9,500. And on attack, real attack on your deck with an Ichika, put it in your stock. Whatever.
Wow, it's a standby target for each guy. I hate it.
Also,
Standby Ichika for the one standby that she has.
Also, the
Yep.
perspective and the art on this card is so weird. It's messing with my eyes.
Yeah, let's just move on. Tyler.
At the start of your climax phase, you may pay the cost, return this to hand. If you do, choose up to one Quints character in your hand and put it in the slot this was on. Also has pay 2, rest this, burn 1.
This card
Really good.
This card lets you early play any card with standby.
Yeah.
Mhm. This card has the 6 synergy with the set 1 Ichika early play, where you can get a stock positive heal.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you change into the free change into the early play, and then you just ditch a card and
Ditch heal and plus a stock, yeah.
you plus a stock and get a heal.
There are so many nutty plays that you can make with this card, but you have to actually play into them. You have to like consciously play to resolve this kind of effect. But I think the payoffs are really powerful.
And in order to cheat things in, you must play this with standby, obviously.
Yes, yeah, it only works with standby to do that. But card is really powerful. If you have a giant stock threshold, you just get free damage, and then change, and then it comes back, and you can play it again if you want. If you have that much stock, if you've had that much of a high roll game, where you're generating a ton of stock and your opponent just somehow cancels everything, it's like really good in those kinds of games, where like you're doing your game plan, you're both canceling, but you're like your opponent shouldn't be canceling, but they are anyway. A card like this is like really gross in those kinds of games. And just any game in general for exchanging with any Quint. Alright. Next.
Alright, Exodia Part 4. When this card is placed on the stage or by the effect of Futuro, you may heal. There's our third heal. At the start of your attack phase, if the bar is in play and Futuro is in your memory, you may send all of your opponent's characters to memory. If you do, put those characters back in slots on the stage of your choosing. Choose one of your characters, and that character gains 2k.
Shuffle time.
Blink your opponent's entire field.
And heal.
We love shuffle time.
So the way this card is worded, it does not target. This can fuck with hexproof characters. So if your opponent has like weird hexproof boards, which I don't think completely exist in English, I think it's only 7 Deadly Sins.
If your opponent is Attack on Titan, which might
tell
become
Armin to
relevant
get
here.
fucked.
Yeah, AOT.
Might be relevant in the fall here when this comes out in English. So.
Yeah, it can throw Armin to front row. I think this is a cooler part of the combo. I like Haruhi. I like prim and proper Nagato. I'm a fan.
And this is another 2k pump, so you can give the on reverse part of the combo an extra 2k power in addition to the other 5k it's getting, just in case you need that.
I'm a Nagato fan. This effect's really funny every time. I prefer the Yuna one that shuffles your opponent's board so you don't even know where they're going. Because you get to shuffle your opponent's board face down and then put it back on their board face down and tell them to flip them all up. It's pretty BM.
Dude, this gives Deicide additional heals.
Does it?
Yeah, because they go from memory to board.
Wait, that doesn't actually work. Is Rando actually worded that stupidly?
Yeah, when it's played from memory. That's why they're changing.
Oh my god.
Wow, D-side.
You've got to be kidding me. It doesn't say plays from memory by the effect of.
I can't believe Carmen's an abuser.
Yeah, does it not say played from memory by the effect of?
I can double check, but I could have sworn it was just played from memory.
When this card is placed on the stage from hand or memory, no! No! Unplayable in the D-side. That's so gross. Why didn't they word it by the effect of? That sucks.
That's stupid. Yeah.
That's so funny. All right, let's finish out these events. There are
Let's
three.
talk about the bell. Yeah.
Okay, the bell. Choose one of your Quints characters in battle, send it to memory. At the start of your next drop phase, choose exactly that character in memory, put it in any slot of the stage. That character gains 1,000 power and a soul. 2/1 event counter.
The one that you can grab
Time
off
machine
combo.
backup. This is the one you can
okay.
grab off combo. Yeah, it's like okay. I wouldn't play it, but it's fine.
Yeah, I've tried playing it. It doesn't feel that good.
I don't
No,
know why
I don't
you
think
would
it
play
does
things in an
anything.
Itsuki deck when you're already trying to win board.
Yeah, like you'd rather win board on the board. Why would?
I
why
also
do you-
don't like how it's a level 2 card.
Yeah.
Why?
that's-
Okay, why would you ever play an event counter that's not an act in an Itsuki deck? That's
right.
what I want
Exactly,
to know, right? Yeah. All right. Ollie, go ahead.
We got the 2-1 Booby Itsuki event. I believe this is the event you can grab off the level 1 combo. Choose a character in your waiting room, add to your hand. You put the top card of your deck in your waiting room. If it's an Itsuki, choose a character in your waiting room, add to your hand. It's the fucking Zero no Sakaima 2-1.
Except it doesn't free fresh.
Well, it's the 2-1 event.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Oh, I think that one mills more cards. I don't remember.
That one brainstorms 3,
Yeah,
I believe.
it's Nerf's ZNT event. I mean, if
I
you're
don't-
playing Itsuki Waifu, it's I guess it's pretty
Probably
good,
fine.
but it's whatever.
Does just go +1 if you're playing Itsuki Waifu, but
Okay, yeah, the level 1 combo grabs this card, not the bell event.
yeah, not the bell.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, my bad. It's better. That's better.
If you're an Itsuki waifu, this card's solid.
Yeah.
Nino Train. I will
Nino
read the
Train.
Nino Train.
Train is so pog.
If you have 5 or more characters with Nino in its name, choose one of your characters gets the following ability. This ability activates for the once return. With its attacks, reveal 9 from the top of your deck. Then shuffle your deck. Deal X damage to your opponent. X is equal to the number of standbys you revealed among those 9. So it is the Love Life Sunshine Yo finisher effect, but as an event that you can play at level 2. So if you choose to not play the bracelet, you play this instead. You play one or the other.
You could realistically play this in the standby deck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very easily.
This is on attack, so if you are playing the level 3 standby that particular turn, your finishers also count as having standby triggers in.
Yeah, so every level 3 Nino you reveal is also standby.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should just play bracelet in the slot, but this card is dank.
The card's really funny. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a C+. Yeah.
When Quince gets hit the day before BCS,
You play Nino Train instead.
you'll just
You
swap
burn
it with
people
Nino
out with
Train.
Nino Train.
Yeah.
The Nino Train is really funny that
It's
this card
really good,
exists. Yeah, it is a literal train with Nino's face.
You will
on it.
you will run away with the game.
Dank. All right, that's it for red. We'll see you guys in blue.